Morning, guys. Okay, so yesterday we talked about the classification of polygons and the number of their sides and their names. So today we're going to focus on one particular of those polygons. So in polygons, remember we have triangles, we have quadrilaterals, we have the pentagon, the hexagon, we have all these. Okay, but today our main focus is going to be on quadrilaterals. Now, we will discuss triangles more tomorrow. Okay, so what do you need to know about a quadrilateral? Well, yesterday, we know from yesterday's chart we made, we know that a quadrilateral is a four-sided figure because of the quad prefix at the beginning of the word. So, there are some other I guess you could say specifications that break down quadrilaterals into even more areas. So let's take a look at those. Let's take a look at specifics on certain type of quadrilaterals. I'm going to go ahead and switch pages, and I'm going to make a sort of table here. Okay, so the first one I want you to know is the square. So I'm going to put name, and then I'll put the specifications, and then I'll put the actual shape. Okay, so the first one, the first name is going to be the square. All right, now the square, again, we know it has four sides because these that I'm talking about are all quadrilaterals, which means four. Okay, so these are four-sided shapes. Well, the square, the specifications of a square is going to have four equal sides. Now, I want to stop right there for a minute. The word equal has another name, and I'm going to switch pages real quick. Another word for equal that you're going to see the older you get is the word congruent. Now, congruent means the same thing as equal. So you spelled that word CONGRUNT. And you may hear me say the word congruent throughout this video and also on your work when you start working and doing the sort for the quadrilaterals. So again, the word equal and congruent are the same thing. If I say it has congruent sides, that means the sides are equal in measurement. Okay, let's go back to our table. Okay, so four equal or congruent sides, and the opposite sides are parallel, and you'll see that when I draw the figure. And there are four 90-degree angles in a square. And we worked on angles last week, well, the week before last. Okay, so then you all know what the square looks like, but I am going to draw it. So the opposite sides, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our four sides. Now, these sides right here are parallel, meaning they never touch. They continue on and on and on and never touch. These sides are the exact same as well. They're parallel, they go on forever, and they never touch. Our intersections happen here in all the corners or the vertices. Okay, we also said it had four right angles. Here are four right angles right here in these corners where those lines meet. Now, there's another little, I guess you could say, marking on shapes that represent or that show the reader that the sides are equal. And they look like this. they look like two little lines, two little parallel lines. Okay, those little markings, those little black markings that I wrote, they tell me that each side is equal to the side across from it. So all sides in this shape are equal in measurement, is what I mean when I say equal. Okay, on to the next. Okay, the next shape we're going to look at is a rectangle. The specifications for a rectangle are they have two, and I'm going to use the word congruent instead of equal. Remember, they mean the same thing. Two congruent long sides. And then they have two congruent shorter sides. Both of these, the long sides and the short sides, are parallel. Same thing, you'll be able to see it. And again, a rectangle has four 90-degree angles. Okay, so when I draw my rectangle, I have my shorter sides and my longer sides. Now, of course, these are not exact because I'm drawing them by hand. Now, we said right over here in the specifications that the two long sides are equal. So I will put my markings telling me that these two sides are equal. Well, now these shorter sides are not equal. So to notate that or to show it with those symbols, you do one line. That tells me that those two sides with the one line are equal, and the two sides with the double lines, these and these, are equal. So that is the specifications of a rectangle. You have two equal longer sides. I'll write the word equal right here in case somebody forget what congruent means. Two equal parallel long sides, two equal short sides that are also parallel. That means equal. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is called, well, if I can get my pen to work, is a trapezoid. Trapezoid. A trapezoid has a few, it doesn't have as many specifications. It has one pair of parallel sides. I'm going to write the word sides real small right here. And then it has one pair of non-parallel sides. Okay, remember, parallel lines are two lines that look like this. That's parallel lines. They never cross, they never intersect, they just keep going on and on. So what does a trapezoid actually look like? Most of you have probably seen one. So a trapezoid is going to look something like this. Now, that is what a trapezoid. Oh, let me go back to the rectangle real quick and notate and show you where the right angles are. You have the four right angles right here in this corner. Sorry, I forgot to put that on there. Okay, so this is a trapezoid. That is it for a trapezoid. It has one set of parallel lines and then two lines that are not parallel. There are no right angles in this shape at all. You're going to have up here, over here are going to be your acute. You got two acute angles, and then you have two obtuse angles right here. Okay, so that's what the trapezoid looks like. All right, we have three more I want to share with you real quick. We'll erase this from earlier. Okay. All right, so now we did the trapezoid. Again, I want to do the name. Then I want to do the specifications of it. And then the shape will be last. Okay, so the name. The next name we're going to look at is something that you're probably going to hear a good bit of as you go through your educational career, especially as you get older. The next one is called a parallelogram. Okay, that's a long word, parallelogram. Now, a parallelogram is simple. The specifications of it, literally, it has two pairs, if I can get of parallel sides. The next specification, or the next thing I want to let you know, is it has four right angles. And guys, it looks like a rectangle. Okay. Now, is it always going to look like a rectangle? Sometimes not. It may be slanted a little bit, and you may think that's not a parallelogram, but don't let that change your mind. So a parallelogram, like I said, it may be kind of slanted sometimes. Okay, so congruency, these sides are congruent or equal. These sides are congruent / equal, means the same thing. These on the sides over here, this side is parallel to this side. The top is parallel to the bottom. So there are your two pairs of parallel sides. And I take that back on the right angles, because if it's slanted, you're not going to have that. If it's more upright, you will. If it looks like an actual rectangle, you will. So I am going to add that it does look like a rectangle. Okay, now on to the next. We have two more to go. We have the next one we have is a rhombus. All right, and a rhombus looks like a diamond shape. It is also a form of a parallelogram. So it's going to have two pairs of parallel sides. Parallelogram with four equal sides. And it has no right angles, or no 90-degree angles. Okay, so what does a rhombus look like? We said all the sides are parallelograms, and they generally, the sides are equal. So they're equal and they're parallel. Now this one's going to be a little tricky to draw, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, this is not perfect, but you get the idea. Okay, so all sides are equal, so they all get the same marking, or congruent. They all will get the same exact little markings. All four of those sides are equal. They're also all parallel to each other. Okay, now, the last shape I want to tell you about, or the last quadrilateral, is called a kite. Now, some of you may have flown one before. Some of you may know exactly what one looks like. But do you know the specifications? Well, that's what I'm going to tell you about right now. A kite has two pairs of equal or congruent sides, and it has no parallel sides. So what does a kite look like? Again, I'm going to do my best. Okay, so on a kite, for your congruency or your equalness, here are your equal lengths. These two are equal. There are no parallel sides. They're all going to intersect each other, as you see right here and right here. At some point they're going to intersect. So that's it. Those are the different types of quadrilaterals, and all of their specifications. Now, I think your activity today will help you sort this out a little better as well. I know it's a lot of information. Do the best you can and come back and refer to this as you need to. All right, tomorrow we will look deeper into geometry and take a look at the different types of triangles. Have a great day.